What in the world is going on with Dogecoin right now? We're going to talk about over 300 million Doge that we've seen, and the crypto market right now is extremely volatile. A lot of people are panicking, selling, running for the hills. We've had a substantial amount of gains over the last few days being erased, but I think this is some form of a correction that is somewhat healthy. We'll talk about that. I'll give you my thoughts as well as we move forward into the chart. And let's talk some Dogecoin, all right? And what better way to kick off a video other than by looking at the Dogecoin chart? And we are going to be talking about the DOGE Whales as we get forward into this video, all right? So let's get it going. Remember, guys, this is not financial advice. Always be sure to do your own research and due diligence. And also, please give me a follow on X. You can find my handle in the bottom left of your screen. And I do want to thank all of my subscribers that are tuning in. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you all follow me here. It's completely free to do so as well. All right. But as we talk about the markets right now, bouncing back a little bit in some of the cryptos in the top 100. We'll talk about some of the ones that are moving. Ethereum is seeing a nice healthy gain. However, some of the memes are getting hit. And as we look at the number 8 crypto in all of market caps out there, we will look at the Dogecoin trading at 24 cents. So it is kind of fun to have Dogecoin moving. I think that's kind of where you look at where we're at. And we're going to celebrate this. We're going to enjoy this. We're not done yet, but I do think that it is noteworthy to kind of look at kind of the work that we've been putting in, right? If you guys have been showing up every day watching my Dogecoin videos, and we've been talking about Doge sub 10 cents, Dogecoin 10, 11, 12, 13 cents even. And I've been giving you my honest price predictions. It's not the gospel. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm just telling you how I'm playing my Doge, okay? And I've said it till I was blue in the face. Dogecoin was valued. This was a 20 to 25 cents crypto, and now we're trading at 24 cents. And this was back in the days where we were trading at 13, 14 cents on the chart. So it is something where you have to recognize, and I do appreciate all of you guys that do show up every day. You have that notification bell turned on, and you watch my Doge content, because that's really the only way that we can stay up to date, and there is no crypto news. So I do my best to kind of give you guys that news each and every single day. And so I want to just kind of make a mention of that. All right. But what the heck is happening to Dogecoin right now? Well, as we look at it, I'm going to share with you guys kind of what I've been seeing here as we look at the 310 million Doge that is worth talking about. And I will pull this up on your screen so you guys can see for yourself. They're buying the dip. The whales are buying the dip aggressively. All right, so let's look at some of the numbers here, as a lot of panic has ensued after this correction that we have had. And a lot of people are looking at it as an entry point. Now, me personally, I have my Dogecoin solidified more so at a cost basis where I'm not, quite frankly, kind of playing with house money. So I'm going to enjoy this, okay? I enjoy seeing my wallets go up, my bags grow, and I think you guys do as well. And when we do have these price surges, you always have to have an exit strategy. You have to be prepared to handle the markets and what they give us. But as this volatility was very bullish, right? We had great volatility that was helping the prices go up, right? The FOMO, the speculation, when will this stop? All that stuff was fine and dandy. But now we have the volatility in the opposite direction, where we have to use words such as correction, downturn, reversal, all that good stuff that we don't like to talk about, but it is kind of what we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Now, besides this bearish trend that we are seeing plague the overall market, okay, this dip that Dogecoin is on is simply just a retest of the 146-day ascending channel that we recently broke out from, okay? And as I want to pull up the trading view for you guys to show you what I'm talking about, okay, this is kind of where we're looking at this number right here, okay? I do think that this is not unfamiliar territory. Personally, I will kind of level it off for you all because I think this is a very familiar zone that we have been trading at. Now, this line I just put up on your screen, we are currently trading just above it, okay? This is about 24 cents for Doge. So we are right at the crossroads, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, but this is kind of where we have to test bearish or bullish, okay? So I do think that as we look at it, if we do break down and we continue, this will be something where, unless we get a macro trend to reverse us again, I do think this is kind of where we could exhaust ourselves. But I did want to highlight the whale activity, because if the whales are buying and how they're buying, I think that does tell a different story and what we should be paying attention to right now. All right, so let's get into that. However, if we do break above this line in 24 cents, you can kind of see this in some form or fashion. We saw this back in May 11th to May 24th. 2 times it happened then, as well as kind of maybe even a little retesting back on March 3rd, but also as we've done it in July 19th to where we're at right here, right now. All of this, and I will draw it for you guys. This is kind of where I have my like house money illustration. Okay, so right here, right here, right here, and finally what we're doing right now, okay? So that's kind of where we've had 4 data points kind of illustrate that this 24 cents level for Dogecoin has been a very firm ceiling. Now, if we break through that, all bets are off. I could see us getting back up to the 30 cents territory for Dogecoin. Purely speculative. I'm not going to tell you guys that that's financial advice. That's just how I'm treating it, okay? And like I said, I'll reiterate my position. I've been buying Dogecoin close to a dime as we've known it to be there, pretty much dating back to for the whole duration of 2025, where we're trading at 13 cents. And even so, as we date back a little bit previously to the end of 2024, where you could have bought Dogecoin for under a dime, okay? And that's kind of where I have this as the absolute floor for Doge, and that's kind of where I'm at with Doge on the charts. Now, as we get into it, we have to kind of talk about what's actually happened, okay? 2 days of time allowed the Dogecoin whales to swallow millions, okay? This is something where you look into 310 million Doge. That's a $73 million valuation, okay? That's kind of what we're looking at, okay? Dogecoin whales buying $73 million at these price levels that we have currently, okay? That's pretty much all you need to know. And there's no real reason to put a bow on it, other than the fact that that is a ton of capital that is flowing into Dogecoin, okay? So if we are gearing up for the next rally, and I do think this is something we see at the top, the big money players, the institutions, the whales, if you will, the groups of traders that have control of the markets, they can manipulate the market. And I don't want to use that word too often. That's kind of what I'm looking at, okay? We've seen this before. We've seen short-term corrections. They all kind of do their thing. And then as long as there's no macro that comes into the equation, such as conflicts, political stuff, economic data that could be poor, we usually find ourselves with a pretty soft landing as we do continue that next leg. Now, it is important to understand Dogecoin rallied 84% over a 4-week duration before this dip. Now, that into the equation, that's running extremely hot, okay? So getting a little bit of a correction, a little bit of a downturn, that's to be expected, right? People are going to take profits. You're not going to see 84% off the charts, but it does not shock me whatsoever if 20% falls just like this, because that's what you're supposed to do. Crypto's about trading. It's not about buying. I think that buy and the hodl mentality, that's fine if you're at the bottom and you do believe and have a high conviction play. But if you are into making money, the way to do so is trading crypto, right? It's a simple math, right? Buy as low as you can and sell as high as you can, okay? It sounds very vanilla, but it's just the truth, okay? And I think that does apply to every crypto known to mankind, including Doge, okay? So I'm not mad at people for selling. I don't think you'll ever find anybody in the world that will be mad at anyone for taking profits and selling. Make your money, okay? And you have to have your own personal exit strategy. What's best for you financially, okay? If you have a huge bag of Dogecoin and you want to sell at 25 cents, and as soon as we hit 25 cents, you're saying to yourselves, that's the highest Dogecoin will go in my lifetime, I'm out. I am not mad at you. Go make your money, enjoy it. And that's the whole goal out here, is that everybody wins, okay? But as we look into it, the technicals are very strong. We are testing the double bottom structure that we have had in a 3-day time frame. We start to see that W here as Dogecoin fell below 25 cents. And then we did see that as we persisted into April at 13 cents, and then we rallied once again. So this is something where we look into the potential that this is just retesting that neckline at 25 cents and would allow us to have a very strong entry as you look forward to the next bullish uptick, okay? And that's kind of what we're looking at, right? It's a double bottom neckline retest if you do want to find the bullish narrative within Doge, and that's kind of what we're looking at right now, okay? You can see how this W started to form back in March, April, and then boom, here we are in July. That's about as clear cut as it comes. So if we do get a breakout from here, as we are retesting that, fine. I don't use technical analysis as my end all be all, because personally, I think that you can manipulate it into whatever narrative you want to sell. For me, it's just kind of the valuation, right? As we look at these current levels, Dogecoin's running hot, okay? It's a huge mover. And if we are to fall, I don't see us getting past the 16, 17 cents unless something catastrophic impacts the market. We've talked about the Bitcoin dominance, and Dogecoin does trade alongside Bitcoin very well. That correlation does kind of play a role. However, as we noted, it was a 50-50 split between altcoin season and basically kind of the Bitcoin dominance chart. But if we look at that index, it is shifted way towards Bitcoin right now. I think it's sitting at 37 if my memory serves me correct. So it's going to be fascinating to see this unfold. I think that Dogecoin personally is gearing up for the next leg up. And even if we did fall back down to 17, 18 cents, see a further crash, nothing's really changed, okay? And that's why you have to trade crypto, okay? So as we did reach levels that we started to wick up to at around 28, 29 cents, we faced some 30 cents resistance that we've talked about. And here we are, guys, now sitting at 24 on the charts. So it's kind of what you have to be in decision-making mode. Are you just holding for the long haul? Are you trying to make profits in between, swing trade Dogecoin, play on the highs, play on the lows, peaks and valleys? That's kind of up to you. You got to do what's best for you in your financial journey within crypto, okay? But I want to share with you guys some of my thoughts and sentiment with the chart. I'm still bullish. When we do get that kind of change in mindset, I will be the first to let you guys know. So I appreciate all you that do tune in every single day when we do talk Doge. If you haven't done so by now, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. Also, if you're looking to start trading crypto and you want to find kind of a good way to get into it, this is for spot and leverage traders, okay? Check out my link down below with BTCC. All traders will get a 10% bonus on your first time deposit, also 40% lower trading fees. So leverage traders, gotta love that. That's kind of where you can trade up to 500x leverage. No VPN KYC required. Just make sure it's right for you where you're located. But if you do want to start trading on BTCC, that link is down below, okay? So I appreciate you all. We'll see you all in the next video. Enjoy it. We'll have updates along the way. I'll post some stuff on X as we get it, any kind of breaking headlines. So make sure you follow me over there. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.